Exploring Nonprofit Finance Online Groups, Insights into the Why and the How of Financial Management, presented by Kennethia Jacobs for Bay Path University, course NMP 605, Professor William Hedinger, PhD, April the 15th, 2025. To conduct my research, I engaged with two nonprofit groups on LinkedIn. One was Strategic Planning for Nonprofits, and the other was called Social Media for Nonprofit Organizations. So through these groups, I accessed a wealth of posts and discussions shared by different professionals who are actively engaged in the nonprofit sector. So the contributors including Gabriela Vasquez, David Mungwanwa, Stuart Holtz, Tina Kay, Althea Lewis, and Hardy Smith. They provided valuable insights into how the nonprofit organizations perceive and manage their finances amidst the evolving landscape of the sector. Right, so their discussion, I believe, covered a range of topics from strategic financial planning and effective fundraising tactics to the importance of board engagement and the role of internal communication and executing strategic plans. Right, so this diverse input highlighted the multifaceted challenges and opportunities that nonprofits face in achieving financial sustainability while staying true to their mission. Board members. So Hardy Smith initiated a discussion on the crucial role of budgeting and board members. He emphasized the fiduciary duty and legal obligations that require boards to actively oversee organizational operations. So in the times of a crisis, it's important for boards to fulfill these responsibilities with heightened engagement. So boards should be viewed as an invaluable asset that should be leveraged effectively. And he also mentioned that they should revisit and update the strategic plan that ensures that their priorities are aligned with current situational and the necessary adjustments are made from that. And so board meetings should serve as platforms for collaborative problem solving, fostering critical conversations that engage the members and make them feel their contributions are meaningful. Staff members. Gabriela Vasquez, she sparked a thoughtful discussion, I thought, and it was often overlooked an aspect of nonprofit strategic planning. She addressed the need for a robust internal communication strategy. While many strategic plans, they don't admirable job of outlining goals, programs, and funding needs. They frequently fall short in terms of integrating these plans into the day-to-day operation of the organization. So without clear communication pathways, she believes that these strategies risk becomes static documents rather than living frameworks that guide daily decision making. So this gap can result in misalignment among team members and impede effective execution. So the strategic plans to truly be effective, they must be a dynamic and actively implanted. And this means they can be moved beyond presenting the plan at an annual board meeting and instead of integrating it into a fabric of the everyday organizational activities, try fostering a culture to open dialogue and feedback around the strategic plan that can help ensure to evolve as necessary to meet the organizational goals. Finance indicators of positive financial health. So this conversation with Althea Lewis was pretty interesting because she highlighted the importance of not relying solely on a single source of funding. So central to this diversification is the skill of grant writing. That's what she specializes in. So she explains that beyond crafting proposals to building a sustainable financial foundation, nonprofits that take control of their grant strategies, she says that they can shift from merely chasing funds to aligning with the right funders who share their same vision. So this alignment allows them to identify suitable grant opportunities and maybe possibly lead with a focus on their mission rather than just survival. So while hiring a grant consultant can be beneficial, she explained that developing developing an in-house grant writing expertise through high-quality training that can empower organizations to fund their own missions more effectively. Budget. Stuart Holmes, he initiated a discussion on the crucial metrics for successful fundraising teams. He also questioned whether the evolving landscape of nonprofit fundraising in the United States poses a significant threat to a cause. So, say for instance, to adapt, it's vital to enhance a fundraising strategy and discard ineffective approaches. In today's context, that would mean investing in fundraising tactics that don't yield measurable outcomes, and that means they're no longer viable. He also suggested that many fundraisers they may acknowledge the necessity for change, determining which initiatives to prioritize or eliminate, and that could be very challenging. So in the future, most effective fundraisers will leverage data to identify opportunities and focus on strategies that may provide the highest return on investment. But many nonprofit fundraisers they also struggle to understand which key performance indicators are essential for their success. So, how these KPIs relate to each other and how their organization measure up against industry standards, that's going to be the sound line for a good budget. Budget continue. So I didn't find any discussion in the groups on the Form 990, but although David Montgomery and he initiated a discussion on the pivotal role of securing grants and transforming the prospects of a nonprofit organization, right? So despite their potential impact, writing persuasive proposals, it kind of remains a challenge for a lot of nonprofits. Whether you're just beginning your journey in grant writing or aiming to enhance your success rate, this guide that he created, it was designed to assist anyone in crafting standout proposals that captured funding attention. So what we learned in week 3 in our class, the Form 990 is that various stakeholders use that form for different purposes, right? So like for example, staff members may examine compensation of officers, directors, key employees, they all use that to gain insight into executive compensation. And that was from Idelson 2017. So donors and funders refer to this form to evaluate an organizational's financial status and verify that their contributors are being utilized effectively. And the form can be viewed by the public as well. Fraud prevention strategies. For anyone seeking to gain a deeper understanding of nonprofit management, I believe there is an importance of maintaining integrity and implementing a strong financial practice. So if we neglect these kind of principles, it can result in an organization's failure and erode in the trust of the community that they serve. It's important that every financial decision is mission aligned and transparently communicated to uphold the nonprofit's integrity and ensure its long-term success. And that was provided by Chapman et al. 2023. I believe these strategies collectively fortify the financial integrity of nonprofit organizations, ensuring their resources are protected and used effectively to advance their mission. Financial audit. Audits are important tools for nonprofit organizations as well because they maintain transparency, compliance, and operational efficiency. A financial audit is the most common, providing stakeholders with assurance that their financial records are accurate and adhere to general accepted accounting principles. We learned about audits in week 4 in our course, and to align financial performance with the mission, I would try to apply the insights taken from Idelson 2017, and that suggested that nonprofits aim to increase net assets rather than generate profits, with their net assets being the surplus of revenue over expenses. It's important to assess include liquidity ratios such as the current ratio and financial sustainability ratios like the operating reserve ratio. once again from Idelson 2017. Money and profit. In the realm of nonprofit organizations, the term money is viewed as a neutral entity, and it can also represent the essential financial resources that enable these entities to operate and sustain their activities. So, money is critical for funding vital programs and compensating staff and managing operational expenses. So, without adequate financial resources, nonprofits would struggle to achieve their missions effectively. Consequently, the conversation surrounding money frequently focused on fundraising efforts a lot in these groups, and a lot also revenue generating and the development of financial strategies to design the support and advance the organization's objectives. So I asked Tina Kay the following question. I said, thank you, Sharon. Thank you for sharing, Tina Kay. I was wondering if the strategic conversations include balance and mission and money. I am fairly new in the learning the nonprofit sector. This is a question that has been lingering, and I appreciate any feedback. And Tina responded, thanks, Kennethia. This is a great question. Balance and mission and money. Funding is absolutely central to those strategic conversationals that I mentioned. In my experience, this tension is one of the most challenging aspects of nonprofit leadership. When fundraising and program teams operate in silos, money can sometimes drive decisions that don't fully align with mission, or on the flip side, mission driven decisions might be made without considering financial sustainability. And that was from Tina Kay from the Money and Profit portion. And she's an expert in her field, so I went right along with her advice. Surplus, reinvestment, and mission. Nonprofits, they view a financial surplus as a vital tool for enhancing their mission and assuring long-term viability. So by reinvesting surplus funds, they can expand their programs, improve services, and invest in new initiatives that align with their organizational goals. So building financial reserves from a surplus provides a crucial safety net that allows nonprofits to weather economic downturns or unexpected expenses without compromising their operations. A consistent surplus reflects strong financial management, reassuring donors and stakeholders of the organization's effective resource management and sustainability. And that's from Blair Corcoran 2021. Concluding thoughts. In preparing my presentation, I tapped into rich insights from LinkedIn, groups like strategic planning for nonprofits and social media for nonprofit organization. The conversations were very engaging, and I got a chance to conversate with seasonal professions that knew what they were talking about, and we explored many diverse topics. And effective fundraising seemed to be the goal, and board engagement and internal communication. We didn't really get to see too many talks on the Form 990. However, discussions, they reveal complex challenges and opportunities for nonprofits, the way they face and the way they handle their financial sustainability while staying mission focused. That was a key thing as well. So aligning leadership expectations with fundraising resources, I think it's important for overcoming potential gaps in achieving success, especially in the climate now for the nonprofit sector, right? So overall, I had a good follow up. I was a part of a group since 2024, and then the other one I just joined in March pertaining this course, and I learned so much about the nonprofit sector, finance. I only briefly worked in it for over, I think, 2 years, but I never got a chance to witness the financial side of the thing. So this has been very, very beneficial for me. Thank you so much for listening and taking the time to go through this presentation with me. References.